accent and everything.
So should we talk about video games?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay, yeah.
Um, I think video games are really fun to play. I enjoy them often on my free time.
See, that's where you're wrong. I think video games are they're one of those things where if you're trying to get into the gaming industry, it's a really useful skill to have, but I think it's kind of a complete waste of time. I mean, really, what do you gain from video games?
Whatever
The
you get
ability
out
to
of it, bro.
I don't know.
I mean, you can gain $1.6 million if you win a certain tournament.
Yeah, but how many hours of time did that person have to put in? And what I mean,
Probably not $1.6 million worth of time.
apparently he did.
I guess so. It just depends. A certain set of skills in a certain right place. You can get it, right place, right time, man. That's like
Yeah.
anything.
I'm with Neil on this one. For the casual gamer, and you're not going to go pro, video games are a distraction. And you could be doing better things. You could be studying, you could be bettering yourself. And at the moment, right now, I'm a terrible influence because I'm drinking and watching a stream of someone else playing video games. But
You're
if I was doing
moderating a
something-
game of rock paper scissors.
How are video
Okay,
games?
how am I a moderator for rock, paper, scissors, but not on your channel, Neil? Not on your channel.
Oh,
We discussed this publicly yesterday.
We discuss a lot of things publicly,
Now
Neil.
to-
That's
now
why
to-
you should have me on Love Bites.
to counter.
You know what? I would be happy to have you on Love Bites at some point.
I can't actually watch that show. I've watched 5 minutes of it, and I'm a psych. I'm a psych graduate, and it's worse than The Office for me watching that show. I don't know.
And the funny enough, that goes into my counterpoint of video games, like TV, movies. Are those relevant to society?
Yeah, I
Technically
can't.
not.
I don't.
Hey,
watch
art.
TV.
Art imitates art, or art imitates life. Life imitates
Well,
art.
then video game is just an art then.
It's getting in that direction. I would say. I'd say a lot of video games
sure.
aren't, but some of them are. Some video games are works of art, and I would say some of them are not.
Neil, if I actually, I would fucking demolish you if I felt like it right now.
In what? In rock paper scissors?
No, in this debate, I would
Do
fucking
it.
demolish you.
Demolish
Yeah,
me.
totally.
Come at him, bro.
I don't want to get your stream reported for murder.
Wait, okay, wait.
You know what? That's all right. If you can
One
talk
sec.
yourself up, but it's just another casual case or classic case of Tim having no follow through and nothing behind the
Wanna bet
facade.
behind
Dude,
StarCraft right now?
guys,
Debates, debates right now. Debating.
it's going to explode, and I want to keep this going. Conrad, do you know how to moderate a debate? I don't. I know that.
I don't. I just want people. I just want
You're a
people yelling at each other.
And I just want a drink for every point scored. So let's try and moderate this and let this happen. Tim versus Neil debate on whatever the fuck you were talking about.
What side am I on of this debate? Because I'll take either side. I don't give a fuck.
You're on the best side, Neil. You're on Merca's side.
Oh, I know.
Tim,
I'm on the winning side, but I don't know which one that I'm on yet.
Tim, I've got your back.
All right, Tim, bring it to me. Wreck me. Where's the passion? J-Dong.
This passion.
Okay. Do you like StarCraft, Neil?
I love StarCraft.
Do you like watching StarCraft?
I do very much.
Do you like professional gamers?
I like professional gaming. I don't like all professional gamers, but the concept, yes,
Do you like what they do for your entertainment?
quite a bit.
What they do for you is art.
I
It
do
is
not
literally-
disagree.
It is literally performance art.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
drink-
completely agree with
They're
that.
Taking this artifact and they are doing something ridiculous with it, and they're doing it for your enjoyment.
That's not the point I was making at all. I was making the point that not all video games are art. I'm not saying that none of them are. A lot of video games are reflect art, and the video
Okay.
game itself is very different than the play that goes into it. Because you can take a video game that it has no art in it, that is not an artful video game, and then you can take a person who, with so much skill, that their play of that game becomes art in and of itself.
I mean,
I would not consider StarCraft. I would consider the balance of units in StarCraft a work of art. I would say that there is art that goes into StarCraft, that goes into its lore, that goes into its character design, that goes into its story, that goes into all of these things. But if you were to take StarCraft and put it somewhere and be like, this is a work of art, I would say no. I would say that StarCraft does not speak to the human condition. StarCraft does not tell you anything about people. It does not show you, it does not reveal anything. But that I said,
very solid.
the work that goes into it, if you go a layer deeper, the work that goes into it does speak volumes, but the game in and of itself does not. However, if you were to look at another game, perhaps like Mirror's Edge, one could be said that that actually does speak to the human condition. Now, Mirror's Edge itself was not necessarily the best game ever, but oh, did I just break Tim? Did I just break
literally
Tim?
read it right now.
Oh, I'm not talking about the art. No.
Argument.
No, I'm not talking about the
Literally
artwork
argument.
in Mirror's Edge. I'm not talking about the visual, the style, and how the style is edgy and clean.
Right
No,
now,
what I'm talking about is the way that.
Neil, I'm going to cut you off. I'm
Okay.
going to cut you off. You've been speaking for 2 minutes. Normally, in a normal debate, that would be perfectly fine. That would be allowable. But Tim, it's your turn. We're going to go with 30-second outbursts, just rage back and forth. Tim, 30 seconds, go.
I don't understand what's going on anymore. I feel bad because I actually need to go to another Skype meeting, so I'll make it short. I don't understand what you're saying. I mean, it's like, what is video games if they're not being played? So, and when you play, it's like a whole thing. So,
What is a picture that's not being looked at and still art, even if no one else gets a chance to see it?
is it?
Yes, it is.
I think we've hit a lull. Conrad, can you give us some commentary? Because I know you're a commentator, a professional commentator. What do you think of this debate so far? Neil's raised a lot of good points, so has Tim. Neil's going really deep in this meta. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at Neil's comments. You know, he's really going into he's really pushing for that human emotion. He's really focusing on the human side of things. I think Tim is a much more logical person, and that's why he went with the Reddit argument. You know, you were literally Reddit, and I think, you know, if Tim changes and tries to, speaks to Neil as another human being, I think he can get a lot further.
Instead
in
of
this
the
discussion.
personification of everything that's wrong with the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are making an internet argument in that I am being an internet argument.
Okay. I mean,
You
I
are
feel
your own
like
worst
what
enemy,
you're
Tim.
doing is you're taking the video games and you're putting them in a vacuum and trying to say like, is this artful? And the thing is like it does not exist without human influence. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way it exists without a context of what a video game is, what people call it to be. So like, to completely remove it, like a person playing a game from whether or not it's art or not is like completely out of the question. You know what I mean? It's like you can't take that away from what a game is. You can't put it in a forest somewhere and be like, is fucking Space Station 6 or whatever, or
Space Station 9.
Waku Waku 7 in the middle of the forest. If no one plays it, doesn't make an art. Like that doesn't even make sense because it was shaped by.
Doesn't make an art.
That's an excellent point. I'm going to drink to that. Neil, what do you have to say? Is context relevant?
Absolutely.
In the notion of art and game design and etc.
Let me pose a question to you. Mona Lisa, one of the most famous, popular, blah 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 works of art ever made, right? Everyone loves Mona Lisa. Well, whatever. I don't give a shit. Let's say through some strange mishap of nature, some like meteorite flies through the air, hits this tree and these bushes, blah 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 blah. You know, one in a infinite number of possibilities. Through a series of events, this crash landing of this meteor produces the Mona Lisa. Is that a work of art? And I would say to you, no, that is not a work of art. That is something that happens that resembles a work of art, but it itself is not a work of art because there was no meaning placed into it by someone. I would say that the Mona Lisa is a work of art because of the work and the intent that went behind it. If I happen to just burp out a beautiful song accidentally, or fart out a beautiful song accidentally, doesn't mean anything. If I intentionally fart out a horrible song, but I was trying to do it, then that means something. And that piece of shit fart that I had is art. It's bad art. It's terrible art. It's the worst art that anyone has ever even conceived of, but it's still art. So, my point is that No, that's my 30 seconds. That's my 30 seconds.
That's fine. Tim, do you have a counterpoint, or should Conrad or I respond, because this debate is becoming something better than it was before?
Fart art. Hashtag fart art.
But I think as a mild counterpoint to that, Neil, you mentioned that if no effort has gone in, then it is not art. How about if there has been tremendous effort that has gone in, yet it is still not art? What if the Mona Lisa, it had thousands of hours painting that picture painstakingly, but in today's day and age, chat, I'm sure you'll agree with me, the Mona Lisa is one fugly biatch.
That's not what it's about.
That
It's
is
not about the aesthetic value of the piece necessarily.
I mean,
Is it not?
No, it's.
Do you want to hear my counterpoint, Neil?
Give me your counterpoint.
Real paintings, which I have no expertise in.
Yeah.
Give me your counterpoint.
Here's my counterpoint. In the end, isn't everything just molecules?
Yeah,
Don't
but
even
that's the most
I mean,
useless argument. That's like saying, who are you to say X, Y, Z? Like that. It's a
Who are you to
useless.
say XYZ about
I am
art?
me. I am me. I am me to say that sorts of
Who are
things.
you to
Yeah, me
say
too.
ZYX?
I have the qualifications to say whatever I want and express my opinion as I please, and my opinions are valid.
And by qualifications, you mean lips and a tongue, good sir.
No, because I can build a robot with lips and a tongue, but it still has no. I mean, I'm a thinking being.
That
Sumo
sounds
S.
hot. By
Fuck,
the
no, it's not
way.
Sumo
I
S.
don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
Is artificial intelligence not also thinking?
That is a very, very good question.
Cheap for me.
That is one that we have yet to fully explore,
Tim,
and I
why
am not
you-
qualified
why
to speak
you
on.
disagree with artificial intelligence? What do you have against artificial intelligence?
I have nothing against it. Stop
That is
yelling
not
at me.
what you said earlier, Tim. Why are you against Skynet?
Actually, I'm one of the first people. Like, if there was a machine that plugged me into the Matrix, I'd be one of the first to sign up. Like,
By the way, all of you saying cogito ergo sum, it can be concisely expressed more concisely expressed because that actually has a clause in there. I think
Yeah,
therefore I am, which
think
is wrong.
therefore I am
That's
is
that's
wrong.
bullshit. That implies some sort of
That is
causality.
not right.
Thank you, not Shindigs, Kiwi.
Something thinks, therefore something is the most basic form of that principle. And also, while I'm on the issue of technicalities,
here's something deep.
anxious for not understanding Bayesian statistics.
Here's
Fuck
something
anxious.
deep. So when you make a larvae into something, right? Take a larvae, you want to make it into like an overlord, like a pretty fucking
Larva.
powerful being,
Larvae is
all things
plural.
considered.
Larva is singular.
Yeah, larva. Yeah, larva into an overlord, like that. Like an overlord's like a pretty huge
I
being.
think I could be
And you
wrong.
cancel it, and it dies, right? Like you abort the larva. Like why? Like when you cancel it, why do you kill it? Like why doesn't it just turn back to larva?
Like a
Like
hatchery turning back into a drone.
yeah, no, like it's saying like look larva, I want you to become a zergling, and you're going to tear through everything on this map, and then halfway through you're like, oh, just kidding, you're dead. Like imagine if like you were growing up and then like man you're like we're setting you up to be like I don't know an axe murderer, and then we don't want you to do that anymore, so you're just gonna die. That's pretty crazy.
Well, what about why can two High Templar join together to become an Archon, but before the process is complete, even after it just barely started, they can't ever undo it? Why? Once that button pressed, it can never be unpressed.
I don't know. Here's a
They dance that dead.
Well, I mean,
How can Marines always hit their target?
Auto sights. Auto adjust.
AI. Problem
Oh.
solved.
Wait. Nano machines. Nano machines.
Nanobots.
What else?
Okay, let's get this onto a more controversial subject,
Oh God, no.
which I don't have right now. But
Abortions of living children. I would like my mom to get an abortion of my younger brother. He's 22 years old now, and I think that this is
Okay, Neil, are you older than Scott or younger than Scott? I presume.
I am 9 years younger than Scott. I have a younger brother as well.
Okay. Same marriage or separate marriage? I ask because I'm from a divorced family as well.
My older brother is my half older brother
Okay.
on my father's side, our father's side.
On that note, I entirely agree with abortions after the first trimester. I think anywhere abortions up until the age like 16 or 17 should be entirely legal. Conrad,
Since we left this train station, I saw the cliff we were going off of. And Kiwi just like went into the conductor's room, shot him, and just took the lever and just cranked it up. And then he had sex with a dead conductor's corpse. Like that's where we're going.
Whoa, Tim, hold on, you're crossing a line there. Necrophilia is not okay.
You say all of that like it's a bad thing.
Because it is a bad thing.
Conrad, do you have a camera? I look at this picture
do.
of you, and I always think that it's actually you looking at the camera, and it never is, and it keeps weirding
He's
me
just
out.
looking smugly
Yeah,
at
no,
us
I
the whole
get that.
time.
It's such a good picture of you. It looks like you're like in the middle of a conversation with me, but you're not.
Actually, chat, on that note, can you all remark on like how good Conrad looks in that picture? It's
Yeah.
like the smooth,
Thank
like,
you.
why
Thank you.
hello.
I would sleep with that
I
man.
I didn't notice you there.
I need to go
I
do.
just got out of work.
I need to do a work meeting, but I'll be back in a bit. So I'll be back.
I don't know if I can do video on my phone anyway, so the Kiwi will have
It looks
to
like
do.
it says I don't think you can.